Do you compare yourself to other people? Aloha, I'm Janin, and I want to talk to you today about comparing yourself to other people. Now, I don't think it's a new topic, but I want to talk about how it's really not equal. You comparing yourself to other people, because we're all created differently. And that's the beauty of life, is that we're all different. And so I want to just let you know there's no two people, there's even twins. Identical twins are not exactly alike. So because we're not alike, you can't compare yourself to other people. I know it's a natural human tendency to compare yourself, and I know I've done it before, but I try to make it a practice on how I live my life now, not to compare myself. And it's great when you get older, you get a lot wiser and you know better, and you realize that we're all different and there's nobody else like me, and I can't be like somebody else that I admire. I can admire the qualities that they have, but it would be really doing myself a disservice to compare myself to them, because we all come to earth with our own gifts and our own talents. And so if you focus on what you have and the gifts that you've been given, and you try to make use of those gifts and talents in your life, then you really don't have time to compare yourself to other people. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't make you feel happy anyway. Usually when you compare yourself to other people, it's what you see on the outside. You're not looking at the whole picture. You don't know what their life is like personally. You don't know what kind of struggles they have going on mentally and emotionally. And so I would just ask you to please look at your own gifts and your own talents, and not to compare yourself to other people. And as I continue to talk about clothing and style and fitting your clothes and what looks good on you, and I also give clothing care tips, because it's really important to care about your clothes. Not only to care about yourself, but you need to care about your clothes, how to take care of it. You know, especially when you spend money on your clothes, you want it to last as long as possible. And so even though I'm talking about all those other things, you need to make sure that you just focus on yourself, as far as focusing on what gifts you have. How can you grow them? How can you make your gift become even better, so that you can share it with other people around you, in your community, in wherever you are, wherever you go. Now, I know this because I've been working with a lot of women for many, many years. And I see the comparison that they do. They even my conversations with them, they talk about, oh, how they wish they were like this person that they know, and you know, this person has this quality, or this person has a perfect figure. You know, we all have to embrace who we are. We have to embrace the gifts and just the uniqueness that we are. I can't even begin to express how important it is to embrace your own gifts and uniqueness. So if you ever find yourself comparing yourself to other people, other women, the first thing I would say is just stop yourself. You know, just ask yourself some really, really great questions. You know, you can ask yourself, like, is this serving me? You can start by asking another question like, is this making me feel good? And I can bet you the answer will be no. Anytime you compare yourself to other people, the answer will always be no. I can guarantee you that. I've never met anybody who has felt good after they've compared themselves to someone else. So just start by asking yourself powerful questions. And when you do find yourself comparing yourself to someone else, make sure you stop it and catch it. Be aware of it all the time, because sometimes comparison can be a daily thing. And then you realize after a while it's making you crazy, because, you know, we always are focused on someone else and we want to be like someone else, when we're not realizing the uniqueness and the great qualities that we have And of course, there's always an underlying reason why we do that. Sometimes we have self-worth issues and we have self-esteem issues. Even though we don't want anybody to know about them, that we have them, we have them. I have met a lot of people who didn't want anybody to know, but it's really obvious in the way they act and the conversations that I have with them, the things that they say. And eventually people will admit that they have these self-esteem issues and self-worth issues. And there's so many people that have them. So if you find that you're in that position right now of having those feelings, don't be embarrassed. Don't get down on yourself. Just be willing to recognize it and to work on it. That's the first step, is to be willing to recognize it. It's easy to get into denial. Denial can be something that's really not good for you. And it's always good to face the truth. And sometimes we don't like the truth, but when we face it and we work towards overcoming it or letting go of the thoughts and feelings that really don't help us and serve us, we start to feel so much better. And then you find that you will stop comparing yourself to other people. And it is a daily thing, but it's worth it. That's the thing about working on yourself, is that the harder things are always worth it. And I invite you to take an inventory of what you are experiencing in your life, in your thoughts and your emotions. Are you comparing yourself to other people? Sometimes it's hard to admit it and look at it, but I think if you're at a place where it's just making you crazy, and now is a good time to look at it, to overcome it. Of course, it'll take steps to get there, but you really have to want to overcome these comparisons and embrace your gifts and your uniqueness. As I talk more and more about style and fashion, I have to include all these mental and emotional thoughts and issues that we have before I can even really talk about dressing so that you look good in your clothes and dressing so that your clothes fit you properly. You have to work on the underlying things first before you can work on the outer appearance. You have to work on the inner appearance. That may sound strange, but there is an inner appearance that happens on the inside that we try to imagine ourselves to be. We can picture ourselves a certain way on the inside, and it's okay. We all experience things in life, and that just helps us learn and grow. We have to have these struggles so that we can become a better person. We can get to know our strengths and our weaknesses, and it just makes us so much the wiser as we work and acknowledge these things. So I thank you for watching, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. You can also send me an email at janin@fashionablefinance.com. I'm here to help you and answer any questions that you have. But just remember, don't compare yourself to other people because it's not serving you. Embrace your uniqueness and the gifts that you have. Have a good day. Aloha.